Alright, everybody, welcome back to the final part here of Fire Emblem 7 The Blazing Blade, part 76. And yeah, we're gonna wrap up this game here now today. And then at the end of this video, we're gonna discuss what game I will be doing after this one. But first, we have some ending plot here. So here you are, Nixtrat. Will you attend my ascension ceremony? I guess I will. Hector and everyone else is coming. What? These clothes? I look silly, don't I? Not really, you look very nice. Very regal as it is, or as it were. Or something. And apparently doesn't like these clothes. They are formal and stiff. If you say so, Lord Eliwood. Apparently he's gonna succeed his father as Marcus now. Yeah. I don't know if I am equal to the task, but I'm going to do my best for all the people who live here. Sounds good. Nixter, you. Do you really have to go? Of course I do. I gotta move on to bigger, grander games here. Yeah, we can't just stay here in Blazing Blade for the rest of my life. We gotta move on to new projects here. Yeah. More on that in a bit, viewers. Thank you for supporting me with everything. No problems. No problemo. Eliwood, where are you? I'm over here, Lindis. Oh, Nixter. You're here. She's still here in her regular outfit here, yeah. So, Eliwood, have you spoken to him? Nixter will be at the ceremony of Ascension. However, he must leave shortly thereafter. I really wish that the text would progress a little bit quicker. Oh no, really? That's too bad. Oh, Nixter, I want you to know something. Okay, when things are a little more settled, Lindis and I... This is like he's talking to me like I'm slow or something in the noggin. And this may be a bit premature, but Nixter, we would like you to name our first child. Lindis and I talked it over. Okay. You have done so much for us, and we truly want this. Please, Nixter. Okay, well... yeah, I have a bunch of names, but they're only goofy names, so maybe you better come up with a name on your own there. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't. This world wouldn't be here. Well, you know, ain't no thing. With my master tactician mind here. And this is the ending screen here, apparently. If you max out support with Eliwood and Lynn, you get different endings dependent on who you support up with. Yeah, you get a particular ending if he supports up to A with Ninian, and with Hector. Yeah, Hector is probably my favorite ending there. I believe they talk more about Fire Emblem 6 then, you know, and how, you know, you see more of the continuation there between the games, and, you know, you get to see, I think, at least, I might misremember this, but I'm pretty sure you get to see Roy and Lilina there in the, or well, in the outro here, so, unless I completely misremember, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes if you support up with Hector, and, yeah, that's really nice, you know, that they have different kinds of endings here. But, let's see, let me just adjust my mic here. Yeah, Fire Emblem 7 is finally over here. The game sure took a while, but it still was a pretty breezy playthrough. It went on smoothly, didn't have very many deaths, didn't lose a lord ever. Yeah, it was a very, very smooth playthrough, as I thought it would be. Now, for the next game that I will be playing, I'm pretty sure that I'm just gonna start up Fire Emblem Ferocia and do an Ironman-run of that game. It would also be fun to do Fire Emblem 1 on the NES, an Ironman-run of that, or I could try and just do an Ironman-run of Fire Emblem, what is it called, like Fire Emblem 11, I believe it is, on the Nintendo DS, you know, once again, Fire Emblem 1 was remade for that console too. But yeah, I'm definitely leaning towards Ferocia here. And maybe Fire Emblem 11 after that. Or maybe Sacred Stones, I don't know. Or maybe a fan-made game. But yeah, I definitely feel like doing Thrasian next. And I think I should jump on that opportunity then, since, that game is very hard. So, if I feel like doing it, that's probably the best time to do it. And now we have the characters' stats here. Yeah, Marcus here died young, quote-unquote. And Lowen here, yeah. Nice stats, he died too. Rebecca, 83. Wow, dude, she didn't fight very much. Died at Night of Farewells, Chapter 26X, yeah. Dorcas here didn't get to do a whole lot. He just fought a little bit at the very beginning of the game there. 5 battles, 1 win. Wow. Wow. And let's see, Barter. Oh, wow, look at his records there. He did fan-freaking-tastic. Barter continued his quest from country to country. Rumors say that he fell in love with his own mortal enemy. Oh, what? Okay. Oswin, 9 battles, 0 wins. Oswin served as a vassal to Marcus Ustia. His was a calm, reasonable voice in Lycia's ruling government. Very nice. Matthew. Oh, right, Matthew died. In Prisoner of I honestly forgot that Matthew died. Yeah. Serra returned to Ustia, and yeah, she was supposed to reach A rank there with Hector. We would have gotten some unique, flavor text here. I think they marry if you support them up, but I might just misremember it. I honestly don't remember what happens. Guy, well, yeah, we didn't use Guy a whole lot. I might use him on Hector hard mode. I probably won't. Like on Hector hard mode, I would like to use Matthew and support him up with Hector, to try and display a thief. And yeah, just make a very strong thief. We might honestly give Urki a chance there too. Yeah, I'm gonna try and use some of the characters that we didn't use here during Eliwood hard mode whenever we get to Hector hard mode. Maybe we'll get to bring Lucius and Raven instead of Priscilla and Raven, stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, she had a nice ending there too, I guess. Florina here. After Lynn abdicated rule of Kaelin, Florina returned to Ilya. She remained shy, but this shyness has made her strong within. Okay. Well, I swear. After Kaelin was placed under Ustian rule, Sir Kent became its steward. His dedication earned him the love of his people. And yeah, speaking of characters we're gonna use in Hector hard mode, Kent and Sane here. We're definitely gonna use these two in HHM. Yeah. When Ustia took over the rule of Kaelin, Sane resigned and became an independent knight. His love of women is unchanged. Well, that's great. So, yeah, Hector and Kent, Kent and Sane, very nice support duo there, and yeah, we'll definitely team them up with Fiora in HHM. Very mobile troop, very strong troop even. Let's see here, Raven, yeah. Raven did quite fine for himself too. Lots of battles, nice win to battle, what's it called? Nice ratio there, wins to battle, yeah. Roughly 70% win rate. KO'd most of his units. Lucius, wow, 1 loss, nothing else. What the heck? Wait, when did I lose Lucius? What? He said he was dead there. 1 loss. When did I lose Lucius? What? I'm very confused. I'm gonna go ahead and load my file and see. I'm pretty damn sure he should still be alive there by the final chapter. Huh. Oh well. He is apparently dead. Fiora flew many missions as the head of the mercenary company. Her donations saved many poor families in Ilya from destitution. Yeah, we didn't use her at all. Legault here, 27 battles, 5 wins. Yeah, Legault is also a pretty fun character to use. After the battle, Legault traveled the lands looking for Blackfang refugees. He helped them to ease the pain of his, home, something or other. And then these two, after these dragonkin bid farewell to the land of their birth, they returned to the new world. Meeting Eliwood warmed the hearts of these ice dragons. Oh, so that's what they are, okay. with the hope of that man and dragon could live in peace. Okay, yeah, that's nice. And here we have Isadora, yeah, died at light. Yeah, that sucked. Really did. She was definitely one of our carries here in the entire playthrough, or through the entire playthrough, I should say. Yeah. Very sad she died. That's really all there is to say. Hawkeye, Desert Guardian. Hawkeye returned to Nabara and lived peacefully in Arcadia with his daughter, whom he trains to be Guardian of the Desert. Okay, well, that's very fitting, I guess. Wallace here, yeah. the baldy. Wallace intended to return to Caelin, but he got lost. Wow, and then up in Ilia. He now spends his days tilling the frozen soil. Pent and Louise here, okay. When Alphas died, Pent took over his research to focus on his studies. Pent then resigned as Mage General of Etruria. This action set the palace in an uproar, but Pent and Louise endured. Okay. Okay. Oh, and Harkin, yeah. He has a very nice win record, 280% win to battle ratio there. But yeah, sadly he died there protecting Eliwood at the very final boss there. Yeah. Nino, Pious Mage. Yeah, she's a pretty good unit too, but sadly we didn't use her very much. Yeah. The only battles she had there was because of fights where, well, she got hit essentially, like with a multi-tome or something like that during chapter 26X. So yeah, she didn't do any actual fighting. Renault, no one knew the old him. No one knows what became of him. He vanished as though he never existed. And Alphus, 11 bells, 3 wins. He died in a foreign land. Those who saw his face said that he seemed as though he had last found true peace. Oh, I'm old. Okay. Merlinus opened a shop in Ustia, but it was forced to close. Oh no. He plans to reopening, or on reopening with some aid from Lord Eliwood himself. Yeah, we know how all that went with him, yeah. Became apparently very, a very functional business, a very nice business there, since he lingers around in Fire Emblem 6. And yeah, of course, the two nations here, Ustia and Foray, they continue to flourish here for some time until the 6th game. And let's see here, the Marquis of Foray and the Princess of Caelin were wed after their conflict there. All of Lycia was in an uproar, but none could sunder their bond of love. They have a son named Roy, who will become a great hero. Well, there you go. Nixter, famed genius, useless by trade, as I dubbed myself in the very first episode. The tactician vanished after the final battle. Burn, Lycia, and Etruria all sought those famed skills, but none ever found the tactician. Yeah, I went on to a different world. To Terrasia world. Oh, wait. Never mind, you get the conversation here. Okay, so I thought you only got this conversation if you supported up Eliwood, with Hector there, but yeah, no, I was completely wrong. Yeah, as per usual, I typically am very wrong on things, yeah. Okay, here's better. Let's see, they are very old now, or very old, they're mid-age here now, in their 30s perhaps. Maybe, yeah, mid-30s. Time certainly does speed right by. And yeah, Eliwood got very small eyes now, it's very unsettling, almost. He almost looks a little bit too real. My father's appearance is that the fight with Nurgle, those fire dragons. The memories are so vivid. It might have happened yesterday. Okay. Nurgle, what a black heart he was. Black heart, yeah. I've had enough of battles like that. Is that your son over there? I've been wanting to introduce you, but there's been no chance. Okay. And yeah, speaking of Roy and Lilina here, whenever we get back to Fire Emblem 6 to do an ironman-run of that, I gotta make sure I don't lose Lilina. Yeah, I lost her like very early on there in that game. She died to a hand axe pirate, as I recall. Yeah. I just positioned her very poorly, and a same a guard or a pirate spawn on a fort, and in that game they move on the same turn they spawn. So yeah, he knocked my ass out there, or her ass out, which was very sad. Lilina in Fire Emblem 6 is one of the best healers, like overall IMO. Like with her high, not strength growth, with her high magic growth, she can pretty much reach anywhere on the map with status effect staves, and the higher magic you have, the more likely you are to hit with status inflicting staves. So yeah, she's very fun to fuck around with, and each of her hits really hurt, even though she has very low on speed. Her high magic makes it so that she is very nice for just finishing off enemies who are at like 80-70% health or lower, yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and make use of her in a replay of that game. It's okay, go on. Ah. What a huge... Okay. That was a weird way of phrasing it. Good thing she took after her mother, I assume he said there. What? She looks just like me. I guess. She has blue hair. You're a sarcastic one, Marcus Ustia. Well, come now, my boy. Nah, you're the one puffing on airs. Marcus Ferret. Ha 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 ha. The only thing older about you is your appearance. Still a child on the inside. Don't tell me you still behave like that, even now that you're the Marquess. I'm sure he does. I'm always on top of my duties as Marquess. Well, that's nice to know. But when I'm around you, I want to relax, so please. Yeah, that's nice. Two old friends. Should be able to speak and laugh freely. Oh yeah, see, now they are setting up for a 6th game here now. The King of Bern has died. So Seafield by now is grown up, and he takes out the king, and this is when the 6th game starts. Yeah. He was killed in an assassination attempt on Prince Seafield, yeah. I trust he was unharmed. Well, yeah. He sure enough is, and he's gonna attempt to take over the world, or, well, not so much take it over, but actually just destroy all humans, because he apparently wants dragons to reign. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he wants just the world to die, like why he wants all the humans to die. I guess he just, well, he doesn't like pain and suffering, so therefore he's just gonna kill everyone, and then there's not gonna be any pain and suffering. I'm pretty sure that's his intentions there, if you will. But it seems a little bit weird, but hey, it's a very Japanese way of handling the plot there. Japanese villain. Just whatever. Just go on, be careful. This is a very nice picture, by the way. Yeah, I like this one too. For the sake of, for Pete's sake, for the sake of our children's futures, I'll stop anything that may happen. I'll sacrifice my life to make it so. Once again, Lycia brings hope. If that turns out to be wrong, no, it must happen. Okay, well, yeah. Are we done here now with the plot? Apparently not. We're gonna go over to Burn Keep here now, or to Burn Skip. Yes, here we have him. For what reason have you awakened a demon dragon? Oh, jeez. Who are you? Dragon. And yeah. With that, the 6th game starts. So yeah, Fire Emblem 6 must have been pretty damn popular over in Japan, because why else would they make like a prequel here? Yeah. And Fire Emblem 6 is a very good game. Now that I've replayed the 6th and the 7th game here, like back to back, I can probably honestly say that I might actually objectively like Fire Emblem 6 slightly better. Like, this game is fun, but doesn't really offer much of a challenge. It is fun to play, but at the same time, it feels like you're just mowing down enemies, you know. And it's fun at first, but it gets to be a little bit tiresome a bit. And it is fun when enemies fight back a little bit, you know. You really don't fear too much in this game. At least not on Ellwood's mode. On Hector hard mode, it definitely gets tougher. So yeah, we're gonna do that at some point in the future, for sure. And heck, maybe we'll even, or maybe I will even try and see if I can't mod the game to further increase all enemy stats throughout the game by like a couple of points in like all their stats. That could be fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, but if it's easy to do so, or if there is somebody who's already done it, so I can just download a ROM, then I will definitely look into that. That could be fun, because Hector hard mode isn't all that hard either, like in comparison to Fire Emblem 6, for example, in that hard mode. It is definitely much harder than Ellwood's mode, that's for damn sure. But yeah, we'll see how I handle that later. Next up, here on the Nick Stretch channel, like I'm gonna take a break here now, maybe a week or two, as I typically do, or at least a couple of days. You know, I typically say I'm gonna take a week's break and then I start uploading a few days after a project has been uploaded. But yeah, this time now, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and, well, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a slightly longer break here, just because, well, I don't want to burn myself out. And yeah, I've been playing a lot of Fire Emblem here now, like for the last year. It's just been Fire Emblem non-stop, but I'm still having fun doing so. But yeah, must be careful so I don't, once again, burn myself out. But yeah, next up, I'm probably once again gonna do Therasia. I think Fire Emblem Therasia could be fun to do with an Iron Man challenge there on top of it. It's definitely gonna be a lot more challenging than this game, and I don't foresee myself beating it. I'm pretty damn sure I'm gonna lose Leaf at some point there. Yeah, I'm gonna be very surprised actually if I don't. Very, very surprised. And I was gonna see why. Well, I was gonna try and see why Lucius was alive there at the end, but yeah, maybe I'll cut back to that in a bit, see if I can't see if he was actually dead or not. But yeah, Fire Emblem Therasia is probably gonna be the next project, Iron Man mode style. It's gonna be really tricky. I foresee myself losing as many units as I did back in Fire Emblem 6. So yeah, but even so, it's gonna be a very fun game to do. Like, as long as you're just ready for it mentally, well, you know, you're still gonna have a good time. And even if Leaf dies, you know, it's no big deal. We can just come back to the game later. So yeah, it's gonna be great, I'm sure. Before like I die at chapter 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, no, I know the game to some extent, but I'm by no means a pro at it. So yeah, Fire Emblem Therasia is up next. I'm like 90% sure, and then we'll see what I do after that. As for Fire Emblem 7 here, like, how would I rate it? I don't remember what I rated the Binding Blade, I mean, Fire Emblem 6. Like, this game, obviously it has nice graphics, and the soundtrack, I mean, the sound and the graphics, it's pretty much the same as Fire Emblem 6. 6 and 7 are very similar in many ways. The only real thing that separates them is plot and challenge and, you know, map design and all of that. And yeah, I honestly don't know. All I can say is that upon reviewing both games here now close to each other, like I played 6 and now 7, I can pretty much safely say that I slightly prefer the 6th game. I know I said before I slightly preferred the 7th game, but you know what, I have had a change of heart here. The 7th game is a little bit too easy at times. Like I just ran over the game. Like, yeah, I wish there was a little bit more challenge, but hey, it's a very good beginner game. A lot of fun if you're a beginner. You know, once again, the game offers enough challenge then, and it has a lot of colorful characters and nice cheery tunes, and yeah, it's just a very nice game overall. And Once again, if you're a beginner at the game and you're watching this and you haven't tried out any Fire Emblem games, I strongly recommend playing this on normal mode. Very fun game, pretty damn easy, can't really go wrong. So yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm just gonna round things off here. Sadly, Isadora of the Spring Squad there died at the very end. Harkin died, Marcus died, Lowen died, all people in that freaking squad died. The Fati squad, they did very well. Barter there, Canis, they really soared there in terms of strength towards the end. In particular, Barter, he became very useful there, even on the final map. I did not foresee that. But yeah, he was definitely one of my pillars. Barter, Isadora too, of course. But yeah, I lost her to Uhai. Then Fernando Pino's squad, Raven and Priscilla. Priscilla wasn't anything special, however, Raven there, he took down Nurgle before we went into the final bosses there. So yeah, very pivotal character there too. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna round things off. Thank you guys so very much for watching my playthrough of Fire Emblem Seven: The Blazing Blade, and in a week or two or so, I will boot up Fire Emblem Theodosia on Iron Man settings. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Take care.